The Armory update is currently possibly the most profitable event we've ever seen in the history of CS. It is absolutely insane right now, whether it be charms, even the collections, not the deagle, and the case and the stickers. Everything is doing super well right now. Let me show you guys. I talked about this a couple of days ago, but the ROIs are somehow even better right now. With a ton of people figuring out which charms are actually rare, a ton of them having a lot more demand, we see nearly a 300% ROI on the small arms charms, meaning when you spend your $1.20 or 3 stars on these charms, on average you get a 300% return. This video is sponsored by Skins Monkey. If you've been looking to trade out your old boring skins for new ones, Skins Monkey is the place. By clicking the link in the description, you'll get a 35% deposit bonus when depositing with cash and crypto, and up to a free $5 bonus on your first trade. So be sure to click that link. Skins Monkey also has the freebies tab where they run 24/7 giveaways that are completely free to join with crazy skins. And if you're looking to actually get your hands on some good skins, Skins Monkey is the quickest way to do it. So be sure to get that free $5 and 35% deposit bonus now, trading your CSGO skins with that link at the top of the description. As I always say, you do have to keep in mind when you unbox something like this, it is a 7-day trade hold, so these numbers obviously won't be the same in 7 days, but they've actually increased like drastically over the past 2 days, so they're doing really well. And even with the collections, if you want to risk it, it's actually not that bad of a move. Even though there's like 12%, 14%, 6% chance to profit, the ROI isn't that bad. And if you spend a ton of stars and get somewhat lucky, you'll actually have a pretty good ROI, assuming you don't just get blown out of the water with horrible skins. But still, the stickers and charms are way better. And let me show you guys some sales. Also, let me show you guys the deagle again, because there's currently 121,000 of them. Bringing up the limited, it's 52%. I think it went from 45 to 52%. It's still pretty bad. So first off, just some crazy sales related to this whole event. Pattern 240 for the semi-precious charm, I always forget the name of them, sold for $715. There is so much demand for some of these skins. Then going on to the deagle, we have, well, I believe it's, yeah, the #1 heat treated pattern sold for $2,688. It is factory new and the #1 pattern, so for a blue gem, I would honestly say that's not too crazy. This guy actually offered $1,500, and he raised the price to $1,800 until he eventually raised it up to $4K, and somehow, for some reason, somebody paid $2,688 for this, so it's pretty crazy. Also, here's what the current most popular and rare expensive patterns are for the charms. Something you have to note with this is typically like the base, and why the other pattern that was pattern 270 or 260, whatever, sold for so much money is because the patterns closer to 0 typically have these really cool colors and they sell for a lot of money, and the patterns closer to 100,000 are the same way. So the most expensive patterns most of the time are super close to 0 or super close to 100,000. There's some exceptions like this Ruby AK diecast where you're going to get like 21,500 as the most amount of red, but for the most part with stuff like this semi-precious, this is closer to 100,000 pattern ID, and this is, I believe, closer to 0. Let me actually check here, because we could go on Buff and check the sale history of something like these semi-precious, and I know one of these is an emerald. Yeah, this one's an emerald, yeah. Pattern 5,758 sold for $155. We have others. This purple one super close to 100,000, 99.5, so very very close. Sold for $253. Even the base market price for these is still $50, and a lot of them are getting bought. One of them just recently sold, another purple one, not even that close to 100,000, 95,000 for $153. Another emerald, this one's super low. Pattern ID 1,081. Sold for $224. So there is a ridiculous amount of demand for these charms right now, and personally, it's no shock to me that they're the most profitable thing right now, these small arms charms with a 300% return on average. But of course, they are not the only charms with a ton of demand. This titanium op, $15 just for the base pattern. We could check some trade records as well because it does have some very cool patterns, purple and gold. A lot of these do have super cool patterns. Let's see. Has anything sold for overpay in the trade history? Not really anything too crazy. This one sold for $21. Only $7 overpay, and it is a purple one, so I don't know. It's going to take some time to figure out what people actually want to pay for these. And the only ones I've seen with massive demand are this diecast AK and this semi-precious. The rest of them, well, this like purple eyes, blue eyes, and red eyes, little SAS. The orange, well, they call it red here. I've seen orange ones sell for massive overpay. Purple ones sell for about 3 times the price of the blue eyes one. if you guys want to actually check this, I would just say go on Buff, look up the charm, and check the trade records, because that's pretty much the best way I've seen right now to actually get a fair price on these things. Little Whiskers is another charm. It's still $5.50. The thing is, with these charms, I wouldn't say they're super rare to get, but I mean, it's much more convenient for people to just spend like $5-10 on a charm they want versus actually trying to grind it out and spend all of their stars on it, because I mean, this is still technically $1.20 each every time you spend it, and there is quite a few charms, and these rarer ones especially, 100,000 different pattern IDs. The chance of getting like a gold one of these out of all of these skins is pretty low, so a lot of people are just going to be buying it. And one thing I did say was to hold off when it came to investing in this, because I mean, supply is very high. We've seen prices bounce around a lot. I remember I was looking at charts yesterday, and I think I made a video when these were around $500, and somebody was like, oh, gotcha, they've gone up in price, and they went from 500 to like here's 675. But there's so few sales, and not to mention they've already come back down to $500, that I do think there's still just too much supply in these collections. Even though they have like 150% ROI right now, all that tells me it's just going to be more people dumping stars into them if they're profitable for the current moment. And I just really don't think there's going to be a ridiculous amount of demand to actually spend like $500 on something like this. But I mean, I could be wrong. Either way, I'm just spending stars on charms right now. Charms are the only thing I bought. I think if you could try and snipe a really good pattern, this is the best charm I've got, by the way. If you could try and snipe a really good pattern, you could definitely make money from it, because I do think there's going to be way more demand than supply for these charms. But of course, we don't know how long this whole event is going to be in the game, as I've said in like 10 videos at this point. So there is quite a bit of risk to it. Stickers are another thing we should absolutely not forget about. Now that we're actually starting to see some of these stickers listed on the market, since I mean, there's like 88 of these already. They're surprisingly only $4, which I think is absolutely crazy. But as we see more videos come out with crafts with these stickers, I assume they're actually going to go up in price, because $4 for this is, I mean, I would honestly say pretty cheap, to be completely honest with you. I think there's going to be a ton of cool crafts. I think the hype kind of has to settle down with all the charms and everything until I think people are going to rotate all the way back to these stickers. But I do think there is a lot of demand for them. Let me check some other prices actually. Yeah, like this thing is $17 right now. And I mean, they are still in the game. They do look like they found their price that people are comfortable with buying at. And I don't know. I think $16, $17, that's a lot for a sticker, but these are pretty rare. But it's very possible they don't move in price until we see these things removed from the game, because they are only 1 star. There's a lot of people that are still going to be buying them since they are so cheap. But overall, right now, this event is crazy. It's probably exactly what Valve wanted. Everything has a ridiculously good ROI, so if you have stars, spend them pretty much on anything except the Deagle right now. Charms, stickers, those seem to be the 2 best things. I'm going to go with charms because I like the possibility of getting a super rare one. And for me, these small arms charms are the favorite right now. 300% ROI. These clearly have the most demand compared to the hot dogs and other miscellaneous things in this other collection. But yeah, it's crazy to see what's going on right now, and it's actually profitable to buy the battle pass, so I'm honestly probably going to buy more. But yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Check out Skins Monkey, free $5 bonus with that link at the top of the description on your first trade, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.